I'm going to take about 3 feet for this, maybe a little more. I don't know if I'll use it all, we'll see. I'm going to twist it and bend it right here. Right angle, and slowly, and this is 18 gauge, just slowly make that into a loop. And if you start to get sharp corners, you can flatten them out like this, give it a more rounded effect. And then we're going to wrap this around once and come down like this. We're going to wrap it this way, and we're going to have this one go back and forth like this, and come around, and then these two are going to cross. That's going to lock it in the back here, so there's a little more stability, so it's not just slipping all over the place. And while we're here, instead of just twisting them, let's make a spiral, because then maybe if it flips over on the back, it'll look good from that side too. And pull it back from here. Maybe have these separate a little bit more. Make a little mini loop right there. Pull that really tight. We don't want it to be on the same plane with this one, because then they'll just look like eyes if they're right next to each other. We want it a little bit staggered. So push this one down a little further. And make that curved a little bit right there. We want this one up higher, and we'll also make one final loop right here before we go to the very top. And do I want to go over the front? Oh, I like going over the front like that. I like that better. And then we'll scarf the top here. This one ran out, so we'll just tuck it in just like that. It's just the right amount, doesn't need to be cut. Tuck that in. And this one will keep going around. Build the scarf a little higher. And I think that's actually good right there. Cut it halfway across and tuck that last tab in. Alright, now, do we want to adjust anything at all? How is this? Pretty strong? Is it slipping around too much? It's pretty good. This is pretty strong. This looks very strong, but like one good rub like that, and you would knock this whole part off, and this whole part would come off, because the only part it's anchored is at the very top. So we can fix that with a second piece of wire. We could take another piece of wire and come straight up there and wrap it, but I don't want to add too much more bulk. It might show on the front, so I'm going to use very thin wire for that. This is 26 gauge, and I'm only going to use about, I'll take a foot, but I'm not going to even use all that. And we will anchor it right through both of these. We'll anchor it right through the intersection right there. It's a good part where you're kind of grabbing all the parts. Got to pinch it to get it off the stone. If you wrap it really tight, wrapping it really tight is good, but then when you add more wire, sometimes you got to pinch it up to get it off the surface of the stone. Whoops. This wire is really bouncy. Sometimes they were making the silver really bouncy and harsh, and it would make sharp angles, and the other times they made it softer and smoother, which was better for wrapping. There we go, it's under. And all right, pull it through till we get both strands about even. Good, that's in. Now we're gonna twist it a couple times to lock that part right there. Now we're just gonna go straight up. And actually, I kind of like this twist. Again, if the back shows, it's be kind of nice. Even though it's so thin, it's hard to see, but why not just twist it all the way up? And somebody gave me this amethyst as to commission a gift for her friend. So hopefully her friend will like it. And I think I'm gonna just wrap it right into the scarf. It's the thin wire just kind of blends right into the thicker scarf. You don't even see it. But you want to go around a few times just to get it kind of locked in. But you don't want to go up higher, because that thin wire will, if it's up by itself, it'll show up, and then it'll look like a little bit weird. So we're just wrapping it around and around the scarf, and then finally ready to tuck it in. Very, very thin wire. When you tuck it in, I feel like it could get pulled out really easily because it's so thin and fragile. So I take it and I make a little swirl on each end. So when you tuck it in, that little swirl can kind of get caught on stuff and stay tucked. So I make the tiniest little swirl. See that right there? And then I shove it down in there, and I do the same with the other one. And for further making it sure it doesn't come out, you can put a little dab of E6000 in there. The E6000 isn't even going to touch the stone, so it's not like you're cheating, like using the E6000 to hold it there. But now we can't pull. This is strong. We can't pull down on it. It's set in place. If I could do it again, I would have done a diagonal across here, because this part I would want to strengthen too. But I think this is good like that. It's very strong now. You can pull it all different. I'm going to twist this too to make it a little stronger right there. Give that a little crimp right there. Now it's actually much stronger. Just that little movement. And pulling from all different positions. You could still get it undone if you like manhandled it, but it doesn't look like it's going to come undone accidentally by wear and tear. Give this a little zigzag crimp. Give it a little style. Make it a little tighter. Don't go too crazy, you could break it. There we go. Maybe one more. Always turn them the same direction. There we go. All right. You could even do one more going across that way. That'll be the final strengthening part if you want. I decided to go for it. And so here's the front. And now we'll just put some jump rings and add a chain.